What's up, basketball fans? Welcome back to episode 40 of mine and Chetan's podcast, Off The Dribble. Obviously featuring myself, Aashrith, and my co-host, Chetan Kolli. Chetan's done a couple episodes without me recently, talking about the Timberwolves, because they're obviously a much more interesting team to talk about than the Thunder. And it's nice that we can have like other guests and stuff talk about like specific teams. But I still think the best episodes are with the two of us.
Yeah,
So like we are going to talk about a couple teams today, and primarily the Western Conference that like really pique our interest. Obviously, Timberwolves are one of the teams that are kind of like volatile, and we're going to touch on the Lakers, Warriors, and even the Knicks as well.
yeah,
So I think probably the hot button team in the league right now is probably the Lakers.
hmm
Probably the most fun team to talk about. And like if you look at shows like First Take, shows like First Things First, all like the mainstream shows, they're gonna probably prop the narrative that the Lakers are like the biggest threat to the Thunder, biggest threat to the Nuggets in the West. So I think it's time we discuss it, man. Because we didn't, I don't think we expected the Lakers to hit the ground running like this.
yeah. The Lakers have been really impressive. I think they won 5 straight games, right?
They won, bro. I think it might be more than five,
Let me check.
unless I'm
Yeah, because
wrong.
they
I
lost to
thought,
Charlotte. Because they lost to Charlotte.
oh, they lost to Charlotte. You're right. You're right.
Yeah. So they
Okay.
won. Their winners of
Yeah,
five straight, and
they
against
won
good
five straight.
teams too. Against like the Nuggets, the Clippers, the Wolves, and like I didn't really know how like the LeBron Luke. Like I knew they'd both be able to like play with each other, but I thought it'd take time. But if you see them play together, it just looks like they just know exactly how each other play. Like Luka is kind of like that primary scorer, and then LeBron's facilitating. But at the same time, like LeBron's also like they're getting his own buckets. But like it's pretty cool to see like that chemistry just budding from like the start.
Yeah. The thing that's impressed me most about the Lakers though isn't really Luka. It's been
Yeah,
JJ Redick.
yeah,
Like, and the game that I wanted to highlight especially is that Nuggets game, bro. Because
hmm
like while beating the Nuggets in the regular season isn't like a heralding accomplishment, like they're the first team I've seen like this season that made Jokic struggle when it wasn't on him. Like we've seen Jokic struggle this season a couple times, but it was mostly because like looks that he'd normally make were missing. But
yeah.
this time, like JJ Redick completely like flipped the switch on him. I watched a thinking basketball video on this actually, where they dissected what Redick did against Jokic, and
Mhm.
a lot of the times, excuse me, when Jokic catches the ball in the low post inside the free throw line, it's over. Like it's 2 points. He shoots at almost like a 75 to 77% clip when he catches the ball under the free throw line. So he had players like Rui, players like LeBron, bigger bodies that weren't necessarily like good to guard him, force him to catch the ball near the 3 point line.
hmm
At that point, like you're essentially playing a mind game, right? Like who is he gonna pass to? And he's gonna make the right read every time. But if you're asking me, would I rather have a Jokic like floater or like an Aaron Gordon three? Like the equation's so easy to solve, right?
Yeah.
So like JJ actually like took the stuff you were talking because he talked about this with LeBron on one of the
On the
episodes of
pod.
Thinking
Yeah.
Basketball,
hmm
and like it's so cool. Like I know like we're like pretty like small like podcast, but like seeing like a person who like made a podcast. Obviously, JJ Redick's much more than that, but seeing people like discuss things on podcasts that actually work on like NBA courts is like so crazy to me. Like the fact that he's able to discuss like a method to stop him, be able to like be put in a position to do it and have it actually work is so crazy. Because there's no way a team with Jackson Hayes should be able to stop Jokic.
Yeah.
And I guess another thing I found like super impressive about like the Lakers is like the fact that like we thought LeBron would be the sort of heliocentric player that would take away from Luca. And LeBron's kind of been able to adapt to like another player just like him having the ball. Like he's a killer when Luca's not on the court, and when Luca's on the court, he's setting screens, he's getting open for threes, he's cutting to the basket. Like he's 40 doing things that you would think like a 25, 26-year-old are gonna do.
Like that, their defense is a lot better than like you. Like I thought they would be. Like I thought it'd be significantly worse, but it's like they've been playing like really good defensively, and a lot of it like people say like, oh, like obviously Jared Vanderbilt is a great like one-on-one defender, but you can't like just say the team's so much better defensively because one player is a good on-ball defender and he's back. Like it's all about like coaching, and their biggest thing, like you said, against the Lakers was when they made the trade, they didn't have a big man anymore. Like their big man is Jackson Hayes, but like they make Jackson Hayes look pretty playable. Like I feel like when I watch him play, I feel like you could play in 30 minutes a night and you'll be able to get away with it.
Yeah, exactly. And like the way they were talking about Jackson Hayes on all the main talk shows is like, wow, like if the Lakers don't get a player like Mark Williams, like the Lakers aren't going to be contenders. But like I guess like, it's showing you that like players that are like mildly athletic with like good coaching, like you can really make it work. And
Yeah.
it's just a testament, bro. Like honestly, like I was thinking about this, like we should like the coach of the year race, in my opinion, is like completely wide open again.
Yeah,
Like
100%. Because the
and
Lakers are sitting on what in the West? I think they are third. They're third
they're
in the West. Yeah,
they're half a game out of the oh they're third right now.
they're a game. They're a game out of the second. They're third right now.
They're a game out of 2.
Yeah, they're a game out of 2.
Damn, bro, that's crazy. Okay, interesting. Because I was thinking that, and what Bickerstaff's doing in Detroit is just like
Yeah,
crazy.
that's also we're not haven't touched on the Pistons like too much in this like podcast. I don't really know how much we've touched on them, but like maybe for like a second we could talk about them. They're sixth right now, 34-27. Like that team,
They're on a
like
heater, right?
yeah,
9 game win streak.
they are on I think they just lost to the Nuggets after beating the Celtics, and then they just beat the Pistons. So they're like I think they're 9-1 in their last
They
10.
won 9 of the last 10.
Yeah.
That's
They're
that's
9-1 in the
insane to
last
me,
10.
bro.
Yeah.
And the crazy part was last season at this point, Detroit had won 9 games.
Yeah.
And they're 9-10, 9-1 their last 10. Like this is just crazy. And
like
most of their squad hasn't changed either, right? Like they added Ron Holland, who doesn't even play any minutes.
it's like the biggest acquisition you could say was like Malik Beasley, and it's been a great acquisition because like you're surrounding Cade around shooters, and that's like resulted in them actually starting to win games. And I mean Malik Beasley broke their franchise record like halfway through the season, which I don't think it's talked about enough. That's even I don't know how low the franchise record was. I don't think it's like crazy low at the same time, but like still breaking a record halfway through the season, like that's pretty
Still
crazy.
impressive.
And then like Tobias Harris isn't like terrible. Like he's like he's like a third, fourth option on the team probably. He like does what he needs to do, puts up 15 points, gets you rebounds. Like seems like he's like more energetic playing on the Pistons. So like that whole team like is good. And Cade, I mean, it's playing like in my opinion a top 5 point guard in the league. I don't really know what else.
Top 5. That's a great question.
Steph. Well, after Steph's 56-point game, you gotta keep Steph's definitely top 5.
For
Shea,
sure. For sure.
Steph, Shea,
Luca.
Luka.
And then, bro, after that,
Yeah,
it's for sure like the rest
you
of the
go
league is like
Brunson, maybe if
in
you
one
want.
spot, right?
Yeah,
Because you
like
go
Brunson.
Brunson, you go like Ja. No, not Ja anymore.
No, not Ja anymore. I wouldn't put Ja up there. I don't even think Ja's the best player on his team this season.
Yeah, this season for sure, Jaren Jackson.
Yeah,
Jaren Jackson just put 39 up.
yeah.
So, yeah, bro. It's got Cade because like we were saying LaMelo to start the season, he's been hurt and inefficient. Like,
Yeah, like
uh,
LaMelo he's putting up like good scoring numbers.
but he's shooting 30% to get it done.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
And you have Trey Young and
I mean Trae Young's leading the league in assists, right?
yeah, but he's shooting like 39% from the field this season.
Yeah, that's a little. It's also a little
And
concerning. Why a lot of star players' field goals percentage have gone down.
dude, it's so weird, bro, because like I feel like there's like less like medium efficient players in the league. Like if you
Yeah,
look at like Shea, Steph are like very like hyper efficient players.
mhm.
Like if you like, but then you have players like Ja, like Trey, like
Like
LaMelo, who are just like
and like
disgusting. Like
sometimes you can throw Ant in there too. Like Ant will have those like Ant shoots like 43%. That's not super good either. I think
yeah,
it's a career. I think before from his rookie season, that's like a career low for him.
I think Ant shoots a similar percentage from the field and 3.
Yeah, he shoots 42% from 3, 43% from the field.
Yeah,
It's
but
just
then you
kind
have players like Kevin Durant who just shoots 60% from the
of
field, or like
Giannis.
Giannis. Yeah, like it's just like super like hyper efficient or like just not efficient at all.
Yeah,
But what were we talking about? The Cade. I feel
Cade, yeah.
okay. I feel like a better discussion would be like what's the ceiling for the Pistons? Because you and I are about to talk about the Knicks, and I think we're going to take a sort of negative angle with them. How
Yeah.
like they're not necessarily as good as the top two teams in the East, right? And we can kind of bring the Knicks in right now because
I
I
mean,
feel like
looking at the seeding right now, so like the Pistons are the sixth seed, only a half game back from the Pacers for the fifth seed. But like they'd play the Knicks in the playoffs in a playoff series right now.
perfect. Let's discuss it
Yeah.
because I think the Pistons ceiling is conference finals, right?
Yeah. I think it could happen.
So like who do you like, bro? Like
I mean,
what's
dude, that Knicks defense, like if you put like Brunson and Cat, I watched it multiple times. If you put them in a simple pick and roll, they already have like trouble guarding it, like in the regular season. Imagine like teams abusing that every single play over and over again for in a 7 game series. Like at one point they're gonna lose confidence in themselves, like because they're just gonna keep getting beat on it, and you're just gonna keep going to it. And then if you keep going to the pick and roll and you try doubling Cade to get him out of the pick and roll, I mean you have a one of the top 5 shooters in the league in Malik Beasley there, and then you also have like, I mean them not having Jaden Ivey, who's like a secondary like scorer, someone that can like get their bucket off the dribble, which is something you really need in the playoffs. That could really hurt them. Like, who is like their second option, other than like their go-to guy, other than Cade? Because that's something, like in my opinion, that's something you
Tobias
really need.
probably.
Who?
Tobias probably.
Yeah, that I like. That's something you really need in the playoffs. You know what I'm saying?
What's their lineup? It goes Cade, Malik, Asar, Tobias, Duran. Is that their lineup?
Yeah.
Because here's why I like the Pistons, right? We'll talk about your second option point in a second. This is a good one, but the reason I liked the Pistons is because of Asar's defensive versatility, like his ability to
Mhm.
sort of like be able to be anywhere on the floor. Like
Yeah.
the Thompson twins, like no, like everyone talked about their athleticism, but no one, at least in my opinion, talked about how it could lead to change like their respective teams defensively. Because
Mhm.
he can like switch off Tatum, go to Brown, switch off Brown, go to Holiday, switch off Holiday, go to Porzingis.
Yeah.
He can essentially
Yeah.
like he can not he can't clamp 1 through 5, but he can guard 1 through 5, right?
Yeah.
And like that sort of shadow is like really good for Jalen Duren, who isn't really like the best positional defender, but can kind of like play a good help side defense on like blocks and stuff.
Yeah.
And but to respond to your second option point, I think that's where they'd be screwed against the Knicks, just because like a player like Cat is so hard for them to match up against
Yeah.
because he takes away Duran from like the paint and all of a sudden your team goes super small because it's not like Asar's gonna have to shadow either Bridges or Anunoby essentially the whole time. So you have like Cade is
Or you're putting like Asar on probably Brunson at that point.
yeah, and then that's even worse because then like
You
you
have
have
Malik Beasley on like Malik on like
Jalen Brown maybe.
no, if you're playing the Knicks, you have Malik
Oh,
Beasley
sorry,
on Mikal Bridges and then
you have
Cade
Bridges
on and then Cade on OG because like Cade's like 6'6", so like
and
you could put him on OG.
and then all of a sudden you have Josh Hart free roaming against Tobias Harris
Yeah,
and like
that's a problem.
that's a mess.
Yeah,
Everything's a mess about it,
or you
bro.
put Malik Beasley on Josh Hart, which would also be a mess.
It's also a mess because
Or
then
you
you have
put yeah,
Cade guarding a good offensive player.
yeah, like that's like a mess right there. But like that Knicks defense at the same time, like you think they would have like really good primary on ball defenders, but OG is like completely just full offense now.
You unmuted. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, so like I was saying, like OG and Mikal Bridges both not as defensively versatile as they were before. So like what are you gonna do? Like who's gonna guard Cade at that point?
Here's the issue, right? Like, cause the reason I'd like to say I like the Pistons, dude. Like Tibbs is gonna run a 6-man rotation. Like
Mhm.
it's gonna be like the starting five and who else? Who's their player off the bench? You want to say like Mitchell Robinson?
Yeah, or
Dude,
Deuce
that's
McBride, or like yeah Deuce.
the Pistons actually run a full 10-man rotation. And
Yeah,
like
because they have
maybe
Dennis
like
Schroeder now too.
exactly. You have someone who can run the floor off the bench. You have Ron Holland who like I haven't really heard too much from him this season, averaging 6 points a game, but a body, right? You
Yeah,
have Isaiah Stewart,
defensive
who
geek.
who actually might kill someone. Like you have players, bro, and like the Knicks come in with this like such a like an elite starting five. Like there, you could argue there's no weakness in their starting five. Like
Yeah,
they have two supposed defenders. At least Mikal plays some defense. You have like one of the best offensive scorers in the league in Jalen Brunson. You have one of the best shooters in the league in Cat, and one of the best like big men in the league as well in Cat. But like as soon as you get him in a series playing 45 minutes a game, you have like OG tearing a hamstring, or you have like Josh Hart breaking his hand, or you have like you just have like so much wear and tear. So maybe in the first round the Knicks would get him just off of like talent alone. But if they were to like meet up in like the second round, there it wouldn't shock me if a series like last season when the Pacers got him just because like the Knicks had no one left like happened.
yeah. So in order for that to happen, the Pistons would probably have to get the 5th seed.
And like I don't doubt them to get to five seed against Indiana.
Yeah, no, but then if they get the 5 seed, they play Milwaukee.
That's a rough matchup for them.
Yeah,
Damn, bro. I want to see Pistons Knicks so bad
yeah. I
because
want to, I want to, I want to see the Pistons do something. I'm not gonna. At the, at that point, I
Giannis
feel
would
like
kill
I
them.
feel like I feel like at that point, just I'd rather them play the Knicks in a 7-game series rather than the Bucks.
Yeah, because Giannis would kill them.
Giannis, a healthy, like even Dame too, like a healthy Giannis and Dame together,
Oh, of
like
course.
yeah,
It is close for them.
they're too
But
experienced as well.
but why aren't we saying that about Brunson and Cat though?
Again, Cat
Like
hasn't proven to like he played pretty well last year in the playoffs, like on both sides, but like he hasn't to sustain that regular season like consistently throughout the playoffs. Brunson, I mean, he'll always like give you like 25. That's what he can do, 25 to 30. But like, I don't know. It's just like they're both like so Cats like defense is just getting exposed this season. It's pretty bad.
yeah, yeah, dude. I want to see Pistons Knicks so bad.
Yeah, that'd be a good matchup. I just don't want to see the
And I want to
Pistons
see
fall into the play in. But
Pistons
yeah,
fun.
they're 3.5 games ahead of the Heat, and I think they can keep that pace.
But they're more of a threat to go to four at this point, bro.
Yeah,
Like
because the Bucks are they're only a game back from the Bucks.
that's what I'm saying. Like I think if I'm not mistaken, the Pistons have a pretty favorable schedule coming up.
Hmm.
Um, they have Washington and a home at home coming up. They have
Yeah,
Portland, who's like kind of up and down. The Clippers are kind of up and down. They got Utah like in 2 days. Like they have like a lot of winnable games. The Clippers and the Warriors are two pretty tough ones. But besides that,
mhm.
their next few games are gonna be pretty easy.
Yeah. I mean, going to the 4 seed, getting a home playoff matchup against like Indiana or Milwaukee. That would if they play Indiana, I mean that I think they can go to the second round, and I think they could beat them in 6.
Yeah, but if they play Milwaukee, bro, it's gonna be a bit.
Yeah, they might
I
lose in 5.
I don't see Giannis losing to Detroit.
Yeah, they might lose in 5.
Yeah, the team that knocks Giannis is gonna be that 1 or 2 seed for sure.
Yeah, but who do you want to talk about next? You want to
Dude,
move
I
on to the
think I
West?
Loki the scariest team for like as a Thunder fan right now, bro. It's Golden State.
Mm-hmm.
Like like dude,
The Warriors are actually
we
good, bro.
we doubted them so hard. We doubted
Yeah.
Jimmy Butler. Nah, man. Like Jimmy, like it makes so much sense, but we just thought. I guess like I won't speak for you as well, but I just thought that like we'd seen the best of Jimmy Butler. Like anything we see now, like he's coming off a month layoff, like he's coming off like not playing basketball for
Wait,
so
why did he
long. Like
play today?
why didn't he play?
Yeah, did he get hurt?
Probably conditioning.
Oh,
He
okay.
back spasms.
Okay.
Yeah. By the way, bro, Quentin Grimes, Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
Like
that
my roommate's
that's
a Warriors
nuts.
fan. My roommate's a Warriors fan. We were watching that game, watching this fourth quarter of that game together, and we were like going sort of like on and off watching it because we didn't really care too much. But saw Quentin Grimes pull a behind the back hezzy on Steph Curry. I'm like, dude, like, what am I watching right now? Like, are you being
Dude,
serious?
like it was just so random, bro.
Yeah. But going back to the Warriors, it's just like if you ask Warriors fans what their biggest issue was, it's that like they didn't shoot enough free throws.
Hmm.
Like they they're so dependent on the perimeter offense. Obviously, with the player like Steph Curry, you'd expect that. And like Wiggins wasn't really aggressive enough. They didn't really have any other shot creators that could sort of like get to the paint and create their own shot, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they get a player like Jimmy Butler who like for all the slack that players like Shea and Giannis and Embiid got for like getting to the line, like this guy is like a master at getting to the free throw line. He's averaging at his best, he's averaging 8 to 9 free throw attempts a game, which is like
Mm-hmm.
top 5 in the league. So you throw a player like that to balance out Steph. Someone like Jimmy Butler obviously isn't the perimeter threat, but like one of the like he's a really underrated skill of his is getting people to bite on the up fakes. Like he gets people to bite all the time. He lives to the line off that shit. And you also add a plus defender, right? Like I'm not saying Wiggins is a bad defender, but like Butler is better than Wiggins at everything.
Mm-hmm.
And
100%.
like you essentially like remove Wiggins and add Butler, like your team is just gonna get better. And he completely balances out Steph. You could say this is the best partner that Steph's had since Kevin Durant.
Yeah, I feel like just because of like the whole drama and him like getting suspended, everybody kind of like, especially me included, kind of like forgot that like Jimmy's actually like pretty like
Good
valuable
at basketball.
and like useful and like good at basketball and like can actually make a difference, and like you see it happening again. Like, do you see them winning the chip, like, or like not winning the chip? Do you see them like making a run for the conference finals? Like, where do you think their ceiling is?
If they get the 6, then they'd play the Lakers in the first round.
Oh,
And that would be like the dream, bro. Like, oh my God. Because you have like so many contrasting styles of offense that going together. Like you have like two teams that like care about defense. Like JJ Redick is coaching his ass off. Steve Kerr obviously has been a good coach his entire NBA career. Some
yeah.
Warriors fans might disagree, but like, damn, bro, what I would do to see another Steph LeBron series with like Luca
Just
and Jimmy as like the sidekicks.
Just for the sake of basketball, bro, I'm fine if the Wolves like to get like the 7th or 8th seed just so I can see a Lakers Warriors matchup. That'd be pretty dope. But
All right, let's discuss it, man. Who do we have in that one?
in the Lakers Warriors,
Because to me, that depends on how far they're gonna go, right? Because I think they get Denver in the round after that, and both of them lose. So,
yeah,
like,
I don't think if the Warriors win, they're not matching up against Denver well at all.
yeah.
But yeah, are we trusting who are you trusting more, LeBron and Luca or Steph and Jimmy? I'm
Okay,
trusting LeBron and Luca, bro.
let me tell you right now, the Warriors are the better team, right?
Yeah,
Like if we're
100%
gonna
Warriors are
like
the
if we're
better
gonna
team.
argue roster, the
But
Warriors have a better
The way
roster.
Austin Reeves have been playing though, low key, if he's giving you a smooth like 17, 18 on like 50% shooting and like 40% three, like that's a third option. That's like also
Let me
that's pretty good.
let me ask you a question, right? Do you trust Jackson Hayes to guard a pick and pop?
No,
Because I
not
don't.
at all.
Like that's the
But
issue, right?
like JJ Redick can coach him to like at least be like maybe he can coach him to be sustainable at trying to guard it a little bit. You know, I don't know. At that point it depends on coaching.
Yeah. And I think JJ's a better basketball mind, but like
Steve
I
Kerr has more
think
experience already. Yeah.
exactly 4 tips, bro.
Yeah. You can't. I mean, you know how to win. You already know how to win, so you know what you have to do.
That being said, I'm taking the Lakers.
Yeah.
If
Same.
you ask me to bet against LeBron and Luca in the playoff series, you've lost your mind.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
They're both too good. Even like I know people forget like LeBron against like the Nuggets, he was pretty good. He wasn't that bad.
bro, fuck you, bro. He played the Warriors last season, didn't he?
Yeah.
He smoked him.
Yeah.
People don't understand, bro. Like not last season, season before maybe.
Season before.
But but like people would be disrespecting LeBron. Like
Mhm.
he's 40 on like a first team all NBA pace. Like you could argue the fifth person on the first team all NBA is LeBron James.
Yeah.
Like that it's just different. Like with all due respect to Steph, of course, because Steph's the second greatest player I've ever seen live. But
Mhm.
like I'm not betting against LeBron James in a playoff series, and I'm not
And
betting
Luka.
against Luka Doncic
Yeah.
in a playoff series. I'm not unless they play my team. I'm not betting against.
Yeah. Like, but that's moving. But just you want to talk about let's talk about you guys real quick. I mean, you guys are the first seed. Obviously, you're probably definitely not going to lose that. So if you guys are the first seed, who do you see getting the 8th seed? Right now, the Kings are the 8th seed.
Clippers.
The Clippers being the 8th seed. Okay. So you guys, I mean, clip you guys in what? Do you even see the Clippers taking a game?
No,
Yeah, the Clippers won't take
that's
a
like
game.
that's like the best matchup. That's the best possible matchup for us.
Yeah. So then after that, who would you guys play? The winner of
Winner of Memphis
well,
versus Houston. So I'd say Memphis,
yeah, Houston's too young.
and like that's about to ask again.
Yeah.
So then comes the real test, right? Because like we play Denver, but let's go to the hypothetical, which is more interesting, which is if we get the Lakers in a playoff series, like what's the result, right? Because that's the much more interesting hypothetical. Because I think I'd love to see like what I consider the best team in the league
Yeah.
versus like who I consider like the two best current playoff performers in the league.
hmm
Like it doesn't get much better than LeBron and Luka in the playoffs.
Against like the best defense that the league has like seen in like a
Oh wow,
long, 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 long time.
yeah. Now if you ask me, like that's like this is why I told you when we were discussing Wolves Thunder, I was like, if I was to fear a team, bro,
No, yeah,
like
because after watching like Lakers play like a couple more games, like you could see like how good they can be. You see like those flashes happen. And like they still have 20 more games to get ready to get like accustomed to like Lucas still getting accustomed to everybody on the team. And that's 20 games is like I think is enough games for them to do that before the playoffs start.
yeah, and like players like Luka who like, dude, when's the last time we saw like a star player have this much motivation?
Yeah.
Like Braun in like
Imagine
2012 maybe?
imagine he got traded and then he won the chip, bro.
Dude, Nico Harrison hired security, bro, hire more. Like genuinely,
Dude, he has to flee the country, bro.
bro. I I don't think in my life I'll ever get over that trade.
Yeah.
Unless
I don't see
unless like
The
someone would like
Mavs are not making the playoffs, bro.
fuck no.
I mean, they're tied with us. What the fuck am I saying? That's kind of crazy.
Nah, but y'all smoke them to play in a game. Like
Yeah,
well,
not like
if they don't have Anthony Davis.
yeah. If we had to see how they look with AD, but AD looked kind of good when he played that one game or those
He
three
looked
quarters
insane.
with them. Yeah,
He looked absurd.
yeah. He was looked like he also wanted and had some motivation playing too. But
Wait,
again,
The Mavs are terrifying if they have Anthony Davis. I just don't think
yeah,
they have him for the rest of the year.
20 more game, even 20 more games left in the season. Even if they don't have him for like 10 more games and they lose like 7 or 8 of those games, they're still fucked.
They're not losing 7 or 8 though, bro.
Let's see who their next 10 are against.
I got you. So
The Kings,
they're the Kings, Bucks.
Grizzlies,
Ooh, it's a rough schedule actually. Actually,
Suns, Spurs, Rockets, Sixers, Pacers, Pistons, Knicks, Nets, Magic, Bulls, Hawks, Clippers,
okay,
Lakers.
their schedule ends up tailing off at the end,
Yeah.
but it's looked kind of balanced, bro. Like I think like they don't need AD to beat the Kings and Bucks, Grizzlies, and Spurs is free wins.
Mm.
I think they'll be fine. I mean they're gonna be in the play-in. They're gonna play y'all probably for the 7. I should take it or like yeah, play y'all for the 7 is probably my guess.
Yeah.
I'll, Dude, I forgot about the Clippers though.
Let me see the Clippers schedule. Lakers, say they lose. Suns. I'm gonna count how many losses. Lakers, Knicks, probably.
Okay, so the Clippers are a game up on the Mavs versus the gap between 6 and 10, right?
Yeah.
I think we both agree that the Warriors will overtake the Clippers to get the 6
For the
seed.
6. Yeah.
So we have and I think we also both agree that the Suns will not be making the playoffs this year.
Yeah. The Suns are gone.
So we have Kings, Warriors, Kings, Clippers, Wolves, Mavericks, right?
Mhm.
Now, I think it'll be Clippers, Wolves, Mavericks, Kings.
So we play the Clippers for the 7 playing. I'll take that, bro.
Yeah, I think you
Yeah.
guys play the Clippers for the 7
Win.
and get the 7.
And then we play Denver.
And then the Clippers play the Mavs for the 8 and beat the Mavs.
If they don't have AD.
If they don't have AD.
Yeah. Yeah. And then
If they have AD, and we get the Mavs as an 8 seed, I'll be so mad. I'll be so upset. Like
That would be so unfortunate, bro. That would be so. That would be like the worst possible scenario.
wait, let's final topic. I kind of want to discuss it with you because I heard this is my favorite like hypothetical like NBA rule.
Mhm.
But what do you think about because like let's say the situation happened right, and the Thunder had to play the Mavericks who had like a healthy Kyrie Irving and Anthony Davis as an 8 seed. They obviously
Yeah.
aren't 8 seed level talent. What do you think about the 1 seed being able to draft their playoff opponent based on the other 7 seeds? So if like the Thunder are the 1 and like
And
the
how do
few
you seed the rest of like? Because like say the Thunder want to like use like then there's like seven. Oh, then you just rank the teams, the remaining 6 teams from the order that they were in the
yeah
standings, and just do it like that.
yeah. So like let's say the Thunder had to like pick, we'd probably dude at that point probably pick like Houston, bro,
I
to
mean,
get as a 1.
it's a pretty cool idea, but like the whole point of like the league is like injury, like to for like teams to go. That's why like a season's 82 games. So like a team, if they do have an injury, they can go through it, or they still have that's why the play-ins exist, in my opinion.
Counterpoint, right? Counterpoint, right?
Yeah,
Now a team like the Thunder who played all 82 games are going to end up winning, let's say between 65 and 67 games this
yeah.
season. Like deserve to have a like an advantage in the playoffs, right?
Hmm.
And they end up playing like a team who like would not have been in this situation if not for like
Injury.
injuries and whatnot. So like should the team that played the best in the conference that season not have like a market advantage?
Yeah, I get your point. I get your point.
Because like let's like I think the
But then like
Nuggets played
for the team
the
that say you guys did want to play the Rockets and the Rockets were like fully healthy the whole season, like or like they were just playing really good basketball and they like actually got the 5th seed. Like you never know like how that could shape up. You never know if they like even if the Mavs are healthy, the Rockets would still like maybe they still would get the 5th seed.
yeah. I'm not saying that like my point I guess is like the 1 seed should have like
Yeah,
more perks, right?
I get that because like but then you're saying like you guys would choose to play the Rockets. But that would like defeat the whole point of like the Rockets being the 5th seed because that they would have they're playing the 1 seed instead of them playing the 4th seed. So you guys obviously you guys are getting an advantage, but a team that still like deserve to get their seeding and you if say you chose them, you know what I'm saying? That team is like at a disadvantage. But I get it. Like you're the 1 seed, so you should have like a greater advantage in the playoffs regardless. I get what you're saying with that.
Because I feel like, dude, it'd be so much more interesting.
But
Because like,
technically your advantage already is if you do make it to the Western Conference Finals, like you have home court every single time. That's technically your advantage for getting the 1 seed. Like you always have home court in every round.
yeah, yeah, and obviously it's like a good advantage. But I enjoy the hypothetical of like having to like draft your opponent. Because like I feel like I would have been so mad last season if we ended
Mhm.
up in a situation where we had to play the Lakers in the first round, and like we had to play New Orleans or whatever. And it's like, bro, we got to see LeBron in the first round. Like, like that shit is like, I don't know, bro. Like a 1 seed.
I mean, you guys would have beat the Lakers last year with Darvin Ham coaching that team, bro.
But like as a enjoyer of basketball over the past like 15 years of my life, right? Like there's certain respect you put in LeBron,
Yeah,
and like
100%.
I'm shitting myself if I see LeBron in a playoff series, bro.
Dude, it's kind of crazy how the Suns fired their coach thinking that their coach was a problem, and then they get a new coach and they just absolutely aren't making the playoffs at all. Like last year, they were the 6th seed at least.
Yeah, maybe Kevin Durant's the problem, bro,
Maybe he is.
or
Maybe,
maybe Bradley Beal's the problem.
dude. Bradley Beal went off a couple games ago, bro.
I saw that shit.
Yeah,
Bol
kind of
Bol
pissed.
went off that same game, bro.
Yeah, W Bobo, bro. Dub Bobo.
The
But
the the, ne- the next Wemby.
on God, yeah, he needs more playing time. He needs more playing time.
I do agree with that.
I don't think the next Wemby, but like dude, he is. If I say Chet is skinny, oh my God, that man needs to put on some weight.
Yeah, it's
He is-
crazy.
Yeah, that's a skin and bones right there.
But have you seen Manute play?
Yeah,
That guy was skinny too.
he wasn't Manute taller than Bobo?
when it was 7-7,
And Bobo was like 7-5, right?
7-2, 7-3. But yeah.
7-2. Yeah. Anything else you want to talk about?
We talked about the Knicks, right?
Yeah.
We could touch on the Wolves, bro. Like
Yeah, I mean, we playing pretty bad. I think the only game we won since All-Star break was against you guys.
that comeback, right? Yeah.
Yeah, that's the only game we won against since the All-Star break. We lost to the Lakers. That was a pretty bad game. Lost to the Jazz because of like a Walker Kessler like game-winning dunk, which was very unfortunate. I mean, you didn't have Ant, but still, like you had the rest of your team. No Ant, Randall, Gobert still, but like let's talk about Ant real quick, dude. Like 16 techs.
It's
It's
impressive, bro. Okay, let me say this, right? He didn't that second tech to get to 16. He did not deserve that shit.
yeah, he didn't deserve
That shit
that.
was a farce. That shit was a
But okay,
farce.
okay, that play that he got mad was like Gabe. So first of all, he like I don't know if you saw the play. He fully like extends his arm against Gabe Vincent. So like Gabe Vincent goes flying, and then Gabe Vincent like his like leg hits Ant's knee, so Ant trips and falls. So Ant thinks that's a foul. But the only reason his leg hit Ant is because Ant was literally used his arm and pushed him away. I'm like, dude, I don't think he understands. Like I just feel like I think he just thinks he just deserves every call. And I don't get like the reasoning behind it. I get like he drives a lot and stuff, but like you're not gonna get every single call.
Yeah, but like, wow, a Wolves fan attacking Ant and a Thunder fan defending Ant. Rare. But but my whole thing is like, okay, that all happened, right? And like as a ref, right? Like it's very publicized that Ant is on his 15 technical foul.
Mhm.
And it's very like known that if he gets that second tech, then he's gonna be missed the next game. And
Yeah.
then that next game that he misses docks him about like 500, $600,000, something like
Mhm.
that, right? Because like you don't get your game check. As a ref, unless he like insults your family, bro, you don't gotta give him a tech, bro. Like it's not like he's gonna like do anything crazy. Like he got mad over a
Oh,
call.
yeah.
Like let the player play. Like I don't like this is like when Luka clapped at a ref on his a game against the Mavericks and the ref gave him a tech instantaneously. I'm like, bro, are we being
Yeah.
serious? Like sometimes people just want to feel like they're part of the narrative, bro. Like that
It's
guy probably wanted to be the guy to suspend Anthony Edwards.
at the same time, like I get that. I don't think he deserved a tech at all. I don't even think he said it. I didn't see him say anything. Like
He just got mad.
he was just aggressively like looking at him, and then like when did he get the first tech? Was that like what
Dude,
did
the
he do?
first thing I think he clapped in the ref's face. I remember thinking he
He
deserved that
does that,
tech.
dude. So he does that almost every game, and some in the beginning of the season they weren't doing shit about it, but then like now it's like he takes the risk. Like sometimes he'll do it, and then they won't call it, and then they won't call it tech. Sometimes he does it, and they tee his ass up. It's so
Obviously,
funny.
obviously the counter argument is that like Ant's a superstar getting paid 300 mil. He should probably like learn not to like let emotions bother him when he's
Yeah,
like about to miss a game. But like, come on, bro. He's a
I mean,
human.
he missed the game already, so like that's fine.
Yeah, and he missed the game against the Jazz, which is probably the best case scenario, but your guys ended up
Would've-
losing that game anyways.
Yeah, losing that game would have been unfortunate. But I
Yeah.
mean, because we did lose, but now we play this. I mean, if you look at our schedule, like if you look at it on paper, like it's not that hard, realistically. We played the
Yeah.
Nuggets twice and the Bucks once and the Grizzlies once. And then like the
Yeah.
Pistons.
That's a lot of bad games, bro. Wait, like y'all need every game at this point. Because you want to avoid.
I think like the games against the Pacers, like those two games we can win. I feel like those are games that like I don't think like though that's like a team that's like 10. I don't think they're like 10 times better than us, or like where we don't have, like, I think we could win that. The Pistons dicked us already this year. I don't know. Like you would have to play perfect basketball like in order to beat the Pistons. The Suns, we already beat the Suns twice. Like we should be able to we play the Suns tomorrow. So if we beat the Suns tomorrow, I think we could beat them the second time.
Mhm.
Best case scenario or worst case scenario is we lose both to the Nuggets, so that's already 2 losses there. Then say we lose to the Bucks. That's one loss right there. Embiid's out for the season, right?
Yeah,
Most likely, yeah. So I think we'll beat the Sixers.
yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, I don't know, bro. The way Grimes is looking now.
Let's see how he plays for the next couple of games. So we don't play the Sixers for like 4 games. Oh no, we play
Dude.
the Sixers in 2 games, but like we'll see. We play the Hornets. The Hornets already beat it. Did the Hornets beat? No, we beat the Hornets. But I mean, we could lose to the Hornets, bro. Fuck, man, this is scary. This is really scary.
It's looking dicey, bro.
See, no, we play a lot of teams that are like mid.
Yeah.
So that's not good because we only play good against. I rather see like the Rockets like 4 times and then the Grizzlies like 4 times, and then like I'd be like, oh damn, okay, maybe we could win 4. I'd be more confident us winning 4 of like splitting that instead of like playing these kind of games because we play better against better teams for some reason.
It's funny. But
It's
I think you guys will end up figuring it out and get to 7.
yeah, hopefully, but like and then playing the Nuggets in the playoffs, like that's pretty unfortunate right there.
You always said next year, man.
Yeah. Just get rid of Randall, and then like we'll be fine. Terrence Shannon Jr. has been playing very well.
Very well.
Yeah, he's averaging like I think like 19 over his last 3 games. Finally getting some minutes.
Yeah. Jalen Clark's playing well. Got his
Getting Clark playing well.
got a full
But like
contract.
problem is like they're all too young. Like Terrence Shannon Jr. is that player that you need in the playoffs where like he'll like just he'll just get to the rim right away. But you see those rookie mistakes. Like he just leaves the ball in front of him when he's driving. There's a lot of offensive fouls. There's like things like that. And like in the playoffs, like those kind of mistakes are gonna like you because you only have four like 7 games. So like you can't really make a mistake like that. So I'm not too confident anymore. It's pretty sad. Like especially after losing to the Jazz. It's pretty unfortunate. Like, dude, we drafted Walker Kessler, bro.
Yeah, deadass. You did draft
Yeah,
Marcus Gasol.
traded
This
that
I
for Gobert.
this I feel when Şengün burns us, bro.
Dude,
It's terrible.
I don't know how. All right, I think Şengün is interesting way. He plays basketball in a very interesting way.
Yeah, he plays basketball like he doesn't know how to play basketball. I don't know. Like it doesn't make sense to me.
Have you seen him post up, bro? Like he like sticks his like butt out, and then he like
Yeah,
crab dribbles like to the basket, and then he like sticks his elbow out, and then he'll like do a little hook shot.
he plays like a 70-year-old, bro.
Yeah, he's like
But it
22,
works.
right?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's crazy. But I don't think there's nothing else that we need to touch on, right? Yeah.
yeah.
So that was our 40th episode for you guys. We'll probably release another episode next weekend because I'm going on spring break for a week, so you won't see me. If Aashrith wants to do a episode, Aashrith, you could do an episode. I think they would love to see your face.
Like a solo episode, bro.
Yeah, I think they would love to see. I think they would love that.
Dude, if we lost, I was gonna record a crash out after we lost the Timberwolves, that the 25-point comeback, but then like I decided against it.
That, that,
If we
that shit will happen, bro. Like you can't win every game.
if we lose like San Antonio tomorrow with no Wemby, maybe I'll crash out for the pod.
It's just for you guys. I texted you this. It's like 3 minutes out of like the whole game that like it's like where you guys are like up like 15 or 16, and the other team goes on like a 14-0 run, and it's like you guys don't score for those 3 minutes.
We did it against Atlanta, bro. Except
Yeah,
like we decided to start third quarter by going at like a 20-3 run and just blow the
yeah.
game up again. We had 3 20-point leads that game.
Wow.
Like I don't understand. Like
Dude, having 3 separate 20-point leads is crazy.
it was such a painful watch, bro.
Yeah,
Like I'm sitting there and I take my mind off the game. I go to use the bathroom, we're up 68 to like 40, 49. I
yeah.
come back, it's like 68 to 60. I'm like, bro, like what's going on? And then we go back up by 15 again. It's not back to 7-point game. We go back up 22 and finally the game's over. I'm like, oh thank God. It's a roller
Dude,
coaster experience.
I'm not gonna when that comeback. I don't even think we talked about it, but like that was pretty crazy. Like it happened really fast. Like it was like
Dude,
at 6 minutes we were still down like 19 at 6 minutes.
we just didn't make a shot.
Yeah,
Like it was so weird.
I watched the highlights back. There was a bunch of like Alex Caruso had a pretty like open. It was like a late contest by Nas, but it was an open shot on the right wing, which he like hit literally the night before against us. like three or four different times.
Mhm.
Then like I think Aaron Wiggins had a corner three that
Wiggs went ice cold.
yeah, like he didn't make anything. I mean Shea just didn't really have the ball in his hands too much.
Nah, cause we like it was weird. I guess we can talk about this now, but like they didn't announce anything about Isaiah Harden's. Now we know he had a nose fracture,
Yeah.
but back when we were like playing, they didn't announce anything. They just took him out the game with
Hmm.
no injury report or anything, and we don't see him on the bench. So Thunder Twitter is like, "Yo, like Jalen Williams, like Jay Will, is not an NBA level center. Like we should not be playing this man in the NBA. Like what is going on, and why have you just benched Isaiah Hartenstein for some reason?" And like it was pretty interesting what Mark said post game. He said like we've reached a point with Shea where like he could have taken over that game in the fourth quarter and maybe like potentially won it by 2 points,
Hmm.
right? But then like you lose a chance to like let the other players in your team make a mistake, right?
Yeah.
Like and there are gonna be times in the playoffs, especially like with how teams are guarding us now, where Shea just doesn't touch the ball for the last 5 minutes. Because
Hmm.
that's what you guys did, right? Send aggressive blitzes at Shea and force other people to beat us, right? Play that sort of like box in one zone. And Mark was like, the thing I try to tell Shea is that like don't force the shots, don't try to beat the double, like pass and look for your teammates, because like building the trust, even if you lose this game, is more important than like winning this like the 58th regular season game of the season.
Yeah.
So like that perspective is pretty interesting. It kind of sucks as a fan because like you want to win every game,
Hmm.
but in the playoffs it's like pretty important, I guess, that like J Dub makes a couple shots, that Wiggs makes a couple shots, and that we play small, we play big. So I don't know, like terrible, like terrible blown lead. Like if we like, who knows, man? Like the Celtics run up 25-3 and somehow lost that game. So
That's pretty crazy. Yeah, 25-3 and then losing is that's kind of. But first quarter leads are never safe. That's also something
yeah,
because in 25-3, like you bring it down to like 12 or 11 at the end of the first, like then it's like it's back to like a game at that point.
yeah, yeah.
But like I mean, for us, like we Ant didn't play like during that whole time during the comeback, which is like pretty interesting. I think like people don't know. Like I mean, I don't know. I feel like I'm not sure if Finch would have benched him, but like apparently he had like a calf injury that
He was
like
limping. Yeah,
yeah, that like led to him like being benched. So like Finch kind of was forced to bench him. I'm not sure if he would have benched him if he was hurt. Like, but I'm not gonna lie, the kind of basketball Ant was playing wouldn't have led to a comeback at all.
he was terrible. Yeah,
Yeah, like I think Nikhil, Nas, Terrence Shannon Jr., Rob Dilling, I think all five players on the court like scored like two baskets each during that comeback at one point in the last like 7 minutes of the game. With Ant, like it would have so like it's a shot selection at the times of games where like you're down 14 and you're like coming back, and then like Ant takes a stupid like three with like 20 seconds left on the clock, and then you guys go back and then score, and then like the other team goes back and scores a three, and then it's back to 17, and you're like, okay, what's going on? So like I mean, him not playing kind of did help. I'm not gonna lie. Like I don't see us winning that game if he was in like playing.
the thing with like taking a star player out of the game like randomly like that is like teams spend like that whole like previous like 2 days game planning for that star, right? So like
Yeah.
we're game planning for Ant. So like obviously like Terrence Shannon Jr., Rob Dillingham are not at the top of our game planning list
Hmm.
at this point in their careers. So we get a player like Ant out of there, then like our defense is essentially just playing clueless. Cause
Yeah.
like we have like to us they're like real NBA players. NBA players are no names, right? Cause like
Hmm.
it's just like whatever. So that element of surprise is like so helpful during those like long comebacks. And this is obviously not to say that everyone should just bench their star player to come back in a game. It's obviously not the
Yeah,
case.
that's also not yeah.
But like like it's not like the worst thing in the world to like see like a star player like go down with a non-concerning injury and have like the rest of your team pick up the slack.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think we can end it off at that because like me and Aashrith didn't get a chance to talk about that game. But yeah, like I said, we'll probably release another episode next weekend, and hopefully Aashrith does like a little solo thing for you guys. But yeah, just keep sticking with us and stay tuned for another episode with both of us either next Saturday or Sunday. Peace.
Peace.